1982, I was born with a rare heart condition that had a very, let's face it, no chance of survival. It's called an endocardial cushion defect with a hypoplastic left ventricle. At the time that I was born, they barely found it. I could have gone home, I could have died, and then wouldn't be here. A doctor spotted it, didn't really have any way to treat it, so they just did a couple of surgeries that were kind of a prophylactic measure to fix it to the point where hopefully science could step up at some point and fix it. By the time that I was 8 years old, I had my second surgery, which has essentially fixed the problem, and I stand before you today without a whole lot of issues. Don't really have any limitations, not really on any medication anymore. It's honestly a miracle that I'm here. And despite all of that, despite my good health, despite my good fortune, the stigma of having a pre-existing condition looms hard over me every day of my life, and has for a very long time. My mother, who's in the audience here, has been the biggest fighter for me in all of my life. She wanted to be a child psychologist when she was getting ready to have me, and then we had the issues that came up. So she had to keep her job working at an insurance company to keep the benefits that they had, otherwise we would be in a lot of debt or not able to pay for it, and I would not be here. After all of those years, I decided I wanted to become a writer. I do very well with my work. I worked freelance for about 7 years, and then about the time before the ACA was passed, the mandate for not being able to be covered by your parents' insurance was 21. So by the time I was 21, being a freelancer, I was kicked off of my parents' insurance, and unless I had like a straight job or something like that that came with benefits, I was not covered. So for the entirety of about 7 years, I had no coverage whatsoever. In the time of that, I got to working with a lot of kids with other heart conditions like mine. Got a lot of sympathy for it, got to see a lot of other stories that have gone far worse than my own, and I feel much luckier and a bit of survivor's guilt from it. But with all of that happening, I started doing a comic book series called The Zipper Club, based on a group of kids that are growing up with similar issues to mine, who are living those types of lives. And the 7 years that I've been off of insurance and all of that, I was very lucky, didn't have any real issues come up, didn't really have to go to the doctor. Went a little too long without getting my teeth checked for a while, and that didn't work out so well for me when I finally did get insurance and had to go to the dentist and get that paid for. But finally having the ACA pass changed my life, brought the fear off of me, kept everything much lighter. And I thought it would be the end of it. For a long time I figured, maybe this is the change. And then things changed a couple of years ago, and you start hearing rumblings of people trying to take it away, trying to tear it down. And I know it's not a perfect plan, but the fact that anybody can be covered, the fact that anybody is about a day away from, one bad day away from having a pre-existing condition, it's passing HB 21 would be not just the good thing to do, the responsible thing to do, it's the humane thing to do, and it's the life-saving thing to do. So, step up, get it done.
Everybody's gotta live, and everybody's gonna die. Everybody try to have a good time. I think you know the reason why.